Prathamesh Malia then joins us to talk more about that. Prathamesh, I am assuming you've read the study as well. What is your sense when we look at a deficit coming in for lead and zinc supplies for all of 2018? And is that an impetus now to go out and buy these metals perhaps?
Morning, Manisha. Yes, the whole set of numbers that you have spoken out really gives me a sense that lead and zinc can possibly even outperform in 2018. But the kind of volatility that's there in the metal counter, I mean, just as a trader, I think I would better be off the card when you want to trade. But aluminum is something which is really giving shaky things as far as Rosal goes. So I think I would stay off away from all these metals for a while. Let just the dust settle down. But taking into consideration, I think I would pick copper as such, because the copper is being stable of the entire metals pack. I think there is some correction that's due in this particular counter. 440 is what we're looking at the cards as far as copper goes. Lead and zinc for the time being will stay away, take into consideration the volatility. And aluminium as such, the new spread is which is going to drive aluminium. So I think it will just copper and aluminium which would be the top pick in the entire metals pack.
Sure. But how are you looking at zinc? Because, we've actually doubled in sense of prices in last couple of years. And with the very near term, with the kind of move that we have seen come in for inventories, up 26% in this week, how have you read those numbers?
Zinc inventory is up by 26%. You have already seen that being factored in the price. But taking into consideration the supply numbers, I think zinc in 2018 would again be seen in deficit. And this is something which will give a boost to zinc prices as well. I think 2018 would again be the year of zinc. And with taking into consideration the steel, the prices in steel volatility, I think zinc is there to be played. So I think zinc would be outperformed in 2018.
All right, so outperformance expected onto that metal as well. How are you looking at the crude oil prices then? Because we are up nearly 6% for this month. $75 seems to be like a resistance right now. We did see a spike up above that, but the closing, of course, has been below that.
Yes, Manisha, I think Brent on 75 is being capped and on the WTI $70. But I think it's too fast a rally for oil prices. I think inflation concern is something which really is spread out across the world. I think it's not justified out there, right? Oil prices should be stable somewhere between 60 and 65. It's trading at 68 as far as WTI goes. I think we see some correction in this particular counter. Taking into consideration all the fundamental factors except the Iran sanctions accord, the outcome of which would be decided on May 12th by the US President, is something which would keep investors on toes as far as crude oil goes. But I think a near-term correction seems to be there on the cards as far as oil is concerned.
All right, Prathamesh, thanks very much. Appreciate you joining in with that. Manisha, thank you very much for running us through what's happening in that space.